Hey everyone, I'm Cass's WQD, and today we're diving into the fascinating story of America's economic journey. From its humble beginnings as a collection of colonies to becoming a global economic superpower, the United States has seen its fair share of transformative events. Think about it. Revolutions, innovations, and decisions made centuries ago still resonate in the complex economic landscape we see today. It's like a giant tapestry woven together by threads of history. So get ready to explore 7 key historical events that have profoundly shaped America's economic success, leaving their mark on the nation's identity and its place in the world. We're about to embark on a journey through time, uncovering the moments that made America the economic powerhouse it is today. Let's get started. Our story begins with a revolution that birthed a new nation. The American Revolution, fought between 1775 and 1783, wasn't just about political independence. It was about economic freedom, too. Imagine a group of colonies, tired of being controlled by a distant power, yearning for the right to chart their own economic course. Before the revolution, the colonies operated under British mercantilism, a system that heavily favored the mother country. The revolution changed everything. America would control its own destiny, its own trade, and its own economic future. This newfound freedom ignited a spirit of entrepreneurship. Americans were free to innovate, to create, and to build. This shift towards economic autonomy laid the groundwork for a capitalist economy. The revolution wasn't just about breaking free from British rule, it was about embracing a new era of economic freedom. And that fight, my friends, was just the beginning. As the 18th century gave way to the 19th, a new era dawned in America, the Industrial Revolution. This wasn't just about machines and factories, it was about a fundamental shift in how goods were produced, how people lived, and how the nation's economy functioned. Before the Industrial Revolution, America's economy was largely based on agriculture. Farmers worked the land, producing crops and livestock for local consumption and limited trade. But the arrival of new technologies like the steam engine and the cotton gin revolutionized production processes. The steam engine provided a new source of power, one that could drive machines in factories and propel boats and trains. The cotton gin, invented by Eli Whitney in 1793, automated the process of removing seeds from cotton, dramatically increasing production. These innovations sparked a wave of industrial growth. Factories sprang up in cities like Boston, New York, and Philadelphia, attracting workers from rural areas and transforming the urban landscape. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just about machines, it was about people. Millions of Americans migrated from farms to cities in search of work in the burgeoning factories. The development of railroads and steamships made it easier and faster to transport goods and people across vast distances, connecting markets and fueling economic growth. The United States, once a largely agrarian nation, was becoming an industrial powerhouse. The rise of factories led to concerns about working conditions, wages, and the exploitation of labor. But the Industrial Revolution also brought about significant progress, increasing productivity and creating new jobs. In 1803, the United States made a purchase that would forever alter its destiny, the Louisiana Purchase. This wasn't just about acquiring land, it was about acquiring opportunity, resources, and the potential for boundless growth. The Louisiana Purchase was a deal struck between the United States and France, led by Napoleon Bonaparte. For the price of $15 million, the United States acquired a massive tract of land, roughly 828,000 square miles. This acquisition doubled the size of the United States, adding vast territories that would eventually become several states. The Louisiana Purchase was more than just a land grab, it was a strategic masterstroke. It gave the United States control of the Mississippi River, a vital waterway for trade and transportation. It opened up vast new territories for exploration, settlement, and economic development. Pioneers, farmers, and entrepreneurs flocked to the newly acquired lands, eager to stake their claim and build new lives. The fertile soils of the Louisiana Purchase were ideal for agriculture, and the region soon became a breadbasket for the growing nation. The acquisition of this vast territory also had profound implications for the United States' role in the world. The Louisiana Purchase wasn't just about expanding borders, it was about expanding possibilities. The year is 1861. A nation forged in liberty finds itself on the brink of a devastating conflict, the Civil War. This wasn't just a battle over states' rights, it was a battle over the very soul of America. At the heart of the Civil War lay the deeply divisive issue of slavery. The war tore the nation apart, pitting brother against brother. The Union victory in 1865 brought about the end of slavery. Reconstruction aimed to rebuild the South and integrate formerly enslaved people into society. This period saw the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. The war effort led to the expansion of federal power, including a national banking system. The struggle for civil rights and economic justice would continue long after the battlefields. Imagine a time when vast distances separated communities, when the transportation of goods and people was a slow and arduous process. In the mid-19th century, the United States embarked on an infrastructure project that would transform the nation: the rise of railroads. Railroads revolutionized transportation, shrinking distances and connecting markets like never before, connecting the East Coast to the West Coast and points in between. The impact of railroads on the American economy was transformative. Railroads facilitated the transportation of goods, allowing businesses to reach wider markets. Farmers could transport their crops to distant cities, and manufacturers could ship their goods to consumers across the nation. The rise of railroads also fueled the growth of other industries. Steel mills churned out rails, lumber mills provided timber for ties, and coal mines supplied fuel for the locomotives. New towns and cities sprang up along the rail lines, and existing urban centers expanded rapidly. The railroad industry itself became a major employer, providing jobs for thousands of workers. The expansion of railroads had a profound impact on American society, facilitating westward expansion and connecting diverse communities. The Roaring Twenties, a decade of prosperity and exuberance, came to a screeching halt in October 1929, with the stock market crash marking the beginning of the Great Depression. This wasn't just a downturn in the business cycle, it was a period of unprecedented economic hardship that gripped the nation and the world. The Great Depression brought about widespread unemployment, bank failures, and business closures. Millions of Americans lost their jobs, their homes, and their savings. In 1933, Franklin Delano Roosevelt took office as president, promising a New Deal for the American people. Roosevelt's New Deal was a series of programs and reforms aimed at providing relief, recovery, and reform to the battered economy. The New Deal marked a significant expansion of the role of the federal government in the economy. The New Deal did not single-handedly end the Great Depression, but it did provide crucial relief to millions of Americans and helped to lay the foundation for a more stable and equitable economy. The programs and reforms of the New Deal continue to shape American society today. The year is 1945. World War II, a conflict that engulfed the globe in violence and destruction, has finally come to an end. The United States, emerging from the war as a global superpower, embarks on a period of unprecedented economic expansion that would come to be known as the post-World War II economic boom. The war had a profound impact on the American economy. Industries had been retooled for wartime production, and the demand for goods and services had soared. As the war ended, the nation faced the challenge of transitioning from a wartime economy to a peacetime economy. Millions of soldiers returned home, seeking jobs and a return to normalcy. The post-World War II economic boom was fueled by a confluence of factors. Pent-up consumer demand, fueled by years of rationing and wartime savings, drove spending. The GI Bill, passed in 1944, provided returning veterans with access to education, housing, and other benefits, further stimulating the economy. The Cold War, which began shortly after World War II, also played a role in the economic boom. The post-World War II economic boom was a time of prosperity and opportunity for many Americans. The middle class expanded, suburbs grew, and consumer goods became more affordable and accessible. From revolution to innovation, from expansion to resilience, we've journeyed through pivotal moments that have shaped America's economic landscape. These 7 historical events are not just chapters in a history book, they're threads woven into the fabric of America's economic identity. They remind us that economic progress is rarely linear. It's often accompanied by challenges, setbacks, and the need for adaptation. But through it all, America has demonstrated a remarkable capacity for innovation, resilience, and a belief in the promise of a better tomorrow. As we stand at the crossroads of the 21st century, facing new economic realities and global challenges, understanding these historical events provides valuable insights into the complexities of America's economic landscape today. The story of America's economic success is still being written. New chapters are being added with each passing day, filled with innovation, challenges, and opportunities. By understanding the past, we can better navigate the present and shape the future of this dynamic and ever-evolving nation. Curious about how America's economic policies continue to evolve? Stay tuned for our next article, where we'll explore the impact of recent economic trends on the future of the U.S. economy.